Thank you so much for coming. My name is Nick Axel. In collaboration with Vitsky Mas and with Maria Havilova, I organized this this program. Sorry. Yeah, so this program was an opportunity for me to reflect on ways to understand the work that is behind you. Forensic architecture is an investigative practice that looks at some of the most atrocious crimes taking place today and works with techniques from the arts, architecture, filmmaking, science, etc., to produce new material and to produce new forms of evidence. And so an underlying layer to all of this work that you see here behind, let's say, the content of their investigations are a series of methodologies. We were speaking before, Anna and I, about how forensic architecture is, they are like inventors, where they invent different ways of working with these new forms of media that are beginning to saturate our lives and our environments more and more on a daily basis. And so it's for that reason that we decided to organize this public program series around a series of methodologies, in the hopes that by not necessarily focusing on the cases themselves, even though we will be focusing on the cases, of course, but I mean to not just focus on geographical regions, like, oh, let's look at Turkey, let's look at, the sea, but instead to look at the ways that investigations are actually produced and to look at what it actually takes to work in this new domain of investigative human rights practice within the arts, that it's by focusing on specific methodologies that we can create a space for dialogue between two similar but also very distinct cases and contexts. And so, as Vitsky mentioned, the methodology that we'll be speaking about tonight is the testimony. And the urgency behind speaking about testimonies, it deals with what we can now think of as what's called the forensic turn in legal science and legal studies. The forensic turn occurred largely after World War II in response to the Eichmann trials and the incorporation of photography, where in spite of its, let's say, eternal presence in deliberations around justice, the human voice became discredited as a source of truth. So to put it simply, once photographs started to be accepted as legitimate forms of evidence, anything that was not as strong or as evident as a photograph became not as valuable. But at the same time, the human voice, as Vitsky was mentioning, is an incredibly privileged form of experience and of truth-telling and of storytelling. And so instead of discarding the voice and discarding human testimony, instead what is necessary is to find new ways of working with stories, with memories. And so with that, I do not want to speak too much more because you didn't come here to hear me speak, but rather all these lovely people on stage. So hopefully what we will see tonight in two presentations is different ways of dealing with the legacies and the traumas that have been experienced through different forms of representation and also action. And so the format for the night will be about two presentations of about 30 minutes each. And then these will go kind of back to back. If there are any super burning questions, they'll be allowed in the middle, but we'd prefer to just keep it continuous. And then after the lectures, after the presentations, there will be a conversation amongst the presenters, but also involving members of the audience. So this will be a space where we open up to questions and try and expand this discussion from the stage to the room and then beyond. So with that, I will sit down and give the floor to Anna. Thank you, Anna.